Hello everyone, Berserkhead here, and welcome to this multiplayer battle for Total War Rome 2. And this one is actually a little bit special because it's sent to me by subscribers, so thank you very much for that. If you want to send your own replays, you can send them to berserkhead@gmail.com. The email is also in the description. And if you send me a replay, just send me the replay file, don't send me a recording. Because that is kind of stupid. But yeah, anyways, let's take a look at the armies. The user that sent me the replay goes by the name of Poof. I hope I pronounced this correctly, and he commands Rome, as you can see. So let me show you his army setup. So he brought 6 units of Praetorian Guard. He also brought 2 units of auxiliary Syrian archers. His general is in a legatus unit, which is pretty heavily upgraded, and he also has 5 units of Praetorian cavalry. So I'm really a big fan of this army setup because you know that I always prefer quality over quantity, and I prefer a smaller army that has a very high quality troops, like the best quality troops, over an army that is more numerous but has lower quality troops. So I'm a really big fan of this army, and it gave me a pretty good idea of what units you should get when you want to build a decent Roman army. Anyways, let's take a look at the Seleucid army. It was kind of surprising for me because I think that this battle was fought during patch 7, and you know that in patch 7 it was a major problem that many people just got these like Seleucid Empire spams of chariots and these elephants. But this guy actually decided to play it fair. I don't know, it might have been before patch 7, but in any case, let me show you his army. So he brought 3 units of Thorax Pikemen. He also brought 4 units of these Silver Shield Swordsmen. He brought 2 units of Indian Armored Elephants. The other one is right here. He also brought 3 units of Azad Knights. The other one is in the forest. And his general is in a Gemma cavalry unit. So that's not a really good army, but at least the Silver Shield Swordsmen are a good unit. But compared to Praetorian Guard units, I think that the Praetorian Guard is still a better unit. But what the Roman player did here, once again, something that I really like, is he hit all of his troops and he divided his army in 3 parts. On this side he has 2 units of Praetorian cavalry, on this side he has 2 more units of Praetorian cavalry, and here is the main body of troops, as you can see. So that's a very smart move because at the beginning the Seleucid player doesn't know where his army is located at. He doesn't know what he's facing, right? So he has an advantage when it comes to this. By the way, he also mentioned that there are some minor corruptions in the replay, but for the most part the battle is accurate. So yeah, just have that in mind. Anyways, now the archers are revealed. As you can see, they're gonna start shooting now. Of course, they're not gonna inflict a huge amount of casualties, but still these units are revealed, as you can see, and they're marching forward. So they're gonna engage pretty soon. So what this guy tried to do here, you're gonna see that in seconds. He tried to kind of kite the Roman units, and he tried to kind of kite them, he kind of tried to make them come closer to these guys and kind of outflank them with the Thorax Pikemen. But that was a huge mistake because look at that, now they're gonna turn their backs, and I don't know why, but these guys couldn't throw all of their pila. Had they done that, these units would have been very depleted. But I don't know what happened there. Maybe the units glitched out. That tends to happen sometimes. But yeah, you can see there is this attempt of kiting here. So these guys are gonna get kind of outflanked, but luckily this guy actually kept some of his units in reserve, so he's actually gonna outflank the flankers here. So he's still gonna win this battle. But even if he doesn't do that, the Praetorian Guard units still have a chance of winning. They're gonna lose more troops, but they're still gonna win. And now, as you can see, there was some cavalry incoming, and now they're gonna try to charge the Praetorian Guard units. That's not gonna be a very successful charge because, as you can see, there is a lot of Roman cavalry here. These units, I think he got them out of the forest and he deployed them in a different location. But whatever the case, now they're gonna fight these Azad Knights units. Yeah, there are 2 of them, so they're definitely gonna fight them and they're gonna win that. Not really a successful charge, that couldn't do a lot, and the Seleucid units are gonna start fighting now. But here is a very important part of the battle. Here, like, that is not really important on this side. This is pretty much face-to-face combat. But what's gonna happen here? There is gonna be a very important charge here, which is gonna rout most of these Silver Shield Swordsmen. Because the Romans are kind of getting outnumbered on this side, but this charge is actually gonna is gonna inflict a lot of casualties on the Seleucid army, and these guys are gonna rout pretty soon. But what was important here, as you can see, this one unit is trying to kind of keep these two units away from the rest of the army, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like, this unit is gonna lose, obviously, they're gonna rout, but look at that, these elephants, like the Seleucid player tried to charge here, and what happened here is the Romans actually used fire arrows, and these elephants went amok, and now they're gonna kill, of course, they're gonna kill some Roman units, but they're also gonna inflict a lot of casualties on their own army. So that was really important. So the Romans are gonna win this, and all of these units are pretty much gonna rout, because as you can see, these elephants are running amok, and these guys keep shooting and shooting. But had this unit not engaged here, these guys would have charged the Roman archers and they would have killed them. So that would have changed the battle in a great way, you know, that would have influenced it a lot. So that was a good sacrifice, definitely a good trade. And what's gonna happen here, the Praetorian Guard units are still gonna win the battle. As you can see, they routed some more Azat Knights units, and now they're gonna kill the rest of the Seleucid cavalry. And what's gonna happen here, as you can see, now the battle is very much in the Romans' favor. And now this elephant's gonna die, and on this side these guys are as you can see, they're completely outflanked now. There was this unit of elephants, it died pretty quickly. I think that might be a replay corruption there, but whatever the case, the Roman player won the battle. And I'm actually gonna show you the battle statistics, because in the previous patches you couldn't do that, but they finally fixed that. So let's take a look at the battle statistics. This is a close victory. You can see the Roman army was actually still bigger, because this guy brought a lot of elephants and a lot of cavalry, so you know, his army wasn't well, they were pretty much, you know, they had pretty much the same numbers. But let's take a look, let's see which unit was the most effective. It was this one. It was a unit that eventually routed, but that was one of the units that fought on the right side of the battle, and one of the units that were eventually routed by the elephants. But as you can see, the Praetorian Guard units were in overall the most efficient units. And these guys, the archers, they actually played a very important part for the battle, because they didn't inflict a lot of casualties, but they were able to make these elephants run amok. And as you can see, they still inflicted a lot of casualties on the Roman army. Once again, they routed two of these guys, but it was definitely a fair trade. It was still worth it for the Romans, because they were able to kill most of the Seleucid army on the right side of the battle. And as for the cavalry, they also played an important role. This is this unit that routed once again. It didn't kill a lot of troops, but it was able to hold these two units of cavalry. It prevented them from charging the archers, which would have changed the battle in a great way. And they also, two of these units charged. You know, that was a pretty important charge. It was kind of a hammer naval charge, which allowed the Romans to completely encircle the Seleucids and win the battle this way. But yeah, it was a pretty clear victory, in my opinion, for the Romans. And this is actually gonna be everything for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Once again, thank you for the replay. You can send your own replays. Once again, the email's in the description. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.